does it feel like knowing that you've been able to live both in the deep past and the fairly, well, not so near future?
Yeah, a bit close, yeah, not too
you
far.
You find yourself feeling more comfortable in the past or more comfortable in the future?
I think I'm slightly more comfortable in the future. Yeah, it's nice to be time traveling all over the place. Yeah, it's been such a great show to work on. We have such an incredible group of people that I'm able to collaborate with on a daily basis, and yeah, we're really proud of the show. Super proud.
So I was listening a little bit there. So you're a bit of a revolutionary,
and an inadvertent one. Yeah.
So your character has quite an arc.
He does.
Can
yeah.
you talk about that?
Yeah. When you first meet James, he's a guy who has always run from authority. He doesn't like people telling him what to do. He is out there by choice. He's from Earth. He's on this ice freighter, which is kind of the equivalent of an oil tanker, constantly passing up on promotions. He doesn't want to be captain. He wants to be where he is. He wants to live a simple life the way he wants to live it. And he comes across a distress call. And through this very simple altruistic act of answering it, he gets sucked into this much larger conspiracy. And he inadvertently becomes a kind of face of socio-political tension in the solar system, and by default is kind of revolutionary. So posters are all over the place, and has no idea it's even going on until he gets somewhere.
But no aliens.
No aliens. No aliens.
Distress calls aliens.
Yeah, so there you go. But yeah, he's a fun guy to play. I mean, there's a lot of colors to play with, especially from when you first meet him to. By the end of the season, he very much is a leader that I don't think he ever expected to be.
It's kind of interesting because you're also a leader when you played in the BC.
That's true.
What do they see in you as an actor?
I have no idea why they think I'm capable of that. I don't know, but it is a fun archetypal narrative. I mean, it's a very classic narrative of the reluctant hero, and it provides a lot of space to do interesting things. I mean, I think in terms of all the kind of character archetypes that you study in theater school or whatever, it's certainly one of the more malleable ones. Yeah, I've had a blast. I had a blast playing it.
What kind of clues or insights can you give us about the show and about the new show and moving forward? Anything that we haven't heard yet? Because there's been some limited info on the production of the show.
Oh, sure.
But overall, anything that you can kind of
sure. I mean, it's tough. I mean, you don't want to give too much away, and but they are, they're based on these incredibly acclaimed and beloved books. The information is out there,
right.
But I'll say this, that I think what's special about why I love the books and why subsequently I really loved working on the show with the collaborators that we have, because we have incredible people in front and behind the camera, was that it has so many different kinds of tones in it that hang really harmoniously together. I mean, you meet James out in the middle of nowhere. He's trying to survive. It's very much a classic. A couple of people set adrift. After a ship, sinks, or I don't want to again give too much away. And it's a fast-paced, trying to survive day by day, hour by hour, and growing as you need to. And when you meet Miller, for example, I mean, it's a very much a noir world. He's a classic kind of hard-boiled detective who has been ground down, working in a corrupt department for 30 years or so. And then you've got Avasarala's character, which is here in the UN, and it's very much a political drama and conspiracy narrative going on, and they all function to tell a singular story about finding out what this conspiracy is that they've all come across. And it's rare. It was rare for me to find a narrative that has so many different elements to it that are so different, that are still so focused on a very human story that essentially revolves around three characters. So at the end of the day, I mean, it is an enormous show. It's got beautiful special effects. The production design is at it, like, it's crazy beautiful. But at the end of the day, it is about three people. So that human quality and that reality to it, I think, more than anything, is what drew me to the project.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Should it
Can't wait
feel a
for
little?
it.
Should it feel a little bit like being in a play, since it's so, it's kind of like in this claustrophobic kind of environment in that sense?
In a bizarre sense, it is kind of like it, because it is so contained. You know,
exactly.
I mean, it's when I was doing research for the role, I tried to imagine myself, and I asked a couple of people that I know that have served about what it was like to live on a submarine.
Exactly.
And and the real challenges of being out there, as physically demanding as it is to be in an environment that is so hostile in space, but it's a mental challenge. When you first come into the show, Jonathan Banks is an incredible actor. Plays a character who has a mental breakdown. He hasn't seen the sun in God knows how long. It's hard and unnatural to be out there, and in a way it is like theater, because we're working with the same group of people in these enclosed environments over and over again, and you have to keep pushing the characters forward and allowing them to grow every day and not repeat yourself.
Great. Well, thank you. I think we want to